The China system challenge is poetry in motion. Okay, over to you, Joel. Okay.
Thank you everyone for giving me this forum to introduce China System Solution. I'm going to let the slides speak for themselves. First of all, thank you Gunnar for your inspiring words. They sound like poetry in my ears. What I will be showing you today is we're going to put that poetry into motion. So I'll be going pretty fast. I've got about 24 slides, so fasten your seatbelts. With this picture, this is how I feel after 32 years of being in documentary trade. And hopefully one day we'll look at printers. We look at printers like we look at record players. Hopefully one day out of nostalgia. The important thing is at the middle. There is a window. There's a big window of opportunity. The grass is very green on the other side. We have to open that door. How do we open that door? I'm convinced that one of the ways to open that door is through making digital documents. Go digital. And one of the keys is MLETR. I could talk about the challenges that we are facing to do this, because there's many legal challenges, but I won't be focusing on the challenges now. Enough said about those. Let's see what we can do instead of what we cannot do. We are convinced that China system, there's no need to wait. And there's at least one trade instrument in the market which is perfect to be digitalized without facing all those regulatory and legal requirements. And that document is domestic guarantees, which is quite a big business. They are perfect and a perfect instrument for digitalization. Why did we pick digital domestic guarantees? For about 5 different reasons. The first one is it's a very simple instrument. By default, normally only 3 parties are involved: an applicant, an issuing bank, and a beneficiary. The life cycle of the instrument is, or should be, extremely simple. You issue it, and preferably you store it for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever. Rarely utilized. Utilized, I mean here claimed, here not used, because they are used quite a lot. The second argument, the second reason why we picked guarantees is they are independent legal undertakings. So we're not facing common or civil law challenges, no cross-border jurisdictions. No, it's local, so you're working within one jurisdiction. The third one, an obvious one, is heavily paper-based. The result of it is highly inefficient, time-consuming, and of course with all the negative effects on environmental resources. Unnecessary use of paper, also storage space and everything that comes with it. Point number 4, going digital eliminates the risk of document loss. If you lose a guarantee, it could have consequences, especially if the guarantee would stipulate that the beneficiary has to present the original guarantee to perform a claim. If you've lost your document, you have a problem. Losing a guarantee can have consequences. So you can eliminate that risk because digital provides, at least if you have a computer, it provides unlimited access to the document, to its functionality and to its data. For us as a vendor, digital guarantees are a very quick win. We have fully reutilized all our existing infrastructure to achieve the development of digital guarantees. The main difference is, instead of sending something to a printer, we're creating the file digitally. So not a single piece of paper being used. But the rest of the functionality for the user, the process is fully transparent. How did we do this? I'm focusing only on the novelty, areas of novelty, the changes we made to our guarantees module, the SWIFT 2021 compliant module. In 2 main areas, for the issuance of the guarantee, the notification is of course different. We're not using a physical courier anymore, it's a digital courier. And the digital courier could be email, it could be SWIFT, there could be other connectivity methods, depends on the preference of the beneficiary. There is a process of review and confirmation of acceptance of the document in the guarantee. So when the beneficiary receives it, in fact the issuing bank is still digitally holding it. Only when the beneficiary says, I want the guarantee, there will be a transfer of ownership taking place digitally, not physically. Of course the third one, I've put it in green, it's an optional one, but that's of course the power of the Trace Original solution, because that's the one we've integrated to achieve these digital guarantees. There is a verification engine. That is the digital notary service. Usually this is managed or endorsed by a recognized industry body. In the case of guarantees, for example, if you'd implement a local guarantee solution, you could, for example, ask the central bank to endorse the digital notary service. Because the digital notary service is just a black box. It's a piece of very sophisticated technology, but the users do not actually get confronted with that technology. It's a certification tool to actually confirm originality of documents. The claim aspect, how do you claim a digital guarantee? It's actually quite simple. We've embedded a claim URL inside the digital document as well as a return URL. in case there's a clause inside the guarantee that specifies the original guarantee needs to be returned on expiry, which is often the case with paper guarantees. Again, no couriers, it's a digital activity. We will just switch the ownership again, like we did at the start, from issuing bank to beneficiary. We're technically switching the ownership, which is very important for MLTR, from beneficiary back to issuing bank. The way that is done, you will see that in the demonstration. Clicking a simple URL, the user will need to generate a digital proof of ownership, because we'll be giving him a claims page, but that access to that claims page is going to be restricted, but you'll see that in the demonstration. Before we actually start the transactional flow, a quick introduction, because you'll be seeing now all the screens you will be seeing are China Systems Trade Platform screens. I've each time highlighted at the top whether you're on the back office side or whether you're on the portal side, to make it easy for you to follow within those 12 minutes. Quick introduction, because of course guarantees are a very text-intensive trade instrument. So our solution has tools for the bank to actually predefine all the templates for standard bank wordings and also customer pre-approved wordings, so that the guarantee is automatically generated based on a predefined template by the bank. This is the tool that we have. It has all important features to auto-track changes, because those templates are maintained. They could be exchanged inside the bank. They could be exchanged with the corporates. So we have smart tracking tools. When someone makes changes on either side to a document, we are tracking every single change on that document. So there's a full audit trail. That's a brief introduction in terms of the tool. The important thing, of course, they're maintained on the back office. But if a customer wants to apply for a guarantee, he wants to, of course, preview that guarantee. So we will also update all the templates from the back office. We'll constantly synchronize that with the front-end portal for the corporates. So if he picks a performance guarantee in this language with those clauses, he will get the document in front of him. Let's kick off the transactional flow. This starts typically on the customer portal. This is our solution, Customer Enterprise, but we're also MT798 compliant. So if you have clients that use Swift MT798 in a multi-bank mode, we will also interact with Swift MT798 to process guarantees. We have a looping capability between the portal and the back office. So it's a collaborative system, especially in case of custom wording. So not based on a predefined template. There's often a discussion between bank and corporate about the legal contents of the document. We will track those exchanges between the back office and the portal with the track changes. So also all the decisions are being tracked each time the guarantee is pushed back from the bank to the corporate, from the corporate to the bank, all tracked. When a guarantee is received on the back office, we will be using exactly the same functionality to issue Swift guarantees, MT760s, or to issue paper guarantees as to issue digital guarantees. For the user, it is a 100% transparent process. The only difference is we've magnified it a little bit here, is we've created a new issuance category in addition to Swift and paper. You can choose issue the guarantee direct to the beneficiary digitally. So this will manipulate the output. No file going to any printer here. It will be created digitally. Users, trade users, of course, likes to see something still. So as an optional feature here, we create a PDF output that the user can still view this guarantee. He can even print it. But the reality is the printout is legally useless. The guarantee only exists legally in the digital world. There is only a digital original. But of course, bank users, corporate users, they want to review it in a user-friendly format, so we create a PDF. Our back office, of course, will service the client, so we will issue the guarantee. The moment the guarantee is issued, we will automatically notify the beneficiary about this. When he receives this email notification, because that's what we used in this demo, when he clicks the link inside the document, he will automatically get access to the digital guarantee. And this is just as different levels of information. All the parties in a structured format, the agreement terms in a structured format, and then of course the guarantee wording itself. So this is actually what he would get as a letter now in a digital format, which again he could also print if he wants. The key thing is this: if he wants to say, yes, I've reviewed this guarantee, this is okay for me, he has to transfer the document. At that key, something technical happens. This is where the MLETR magic actually happens, the possession. There's a transfer of ownership from the issuing bank to the beneficiary by switching using PKI infrastructure. I can explain that later if there's questions about that. If the beneficiary requests the transfer, in real time, it will get this request and our system will generate the guarantee again. This time, the ownership will be switched to the beneficiary. In terms of the verification, I said that this is the digital notary. It's sort of a visual of the digital notary. We, of course, use APIs to interact with the visual notary. Our users don't actually see it. But there are several tools you can verify. This is where you verify the originality. As you see, there's no business data on the blockchain ledger. There's only a digital fingerprint of the document which actually controls the originality, the ownership, the integrity of the document. Going into the claim. When the beneficiary wants to claim the guarantee, like I said, no physical process, he just hits the claim URL inside the digital document. When he hits that claim URL, he will get this page. He can't get access to the claims form without first proving that he's actually the legal digital owner of this document. So he will have to provide a proof of ownership file, which again is an API with the Trace Original technology. He can generate a claim of ownership using his private key on the document. The moment he has uploaded his digital evidence that he's the owner of the document, he gets access to the claim page. This claim page is MT765 compliant. Like I said, we're using Swift data standard. He can fill out this claim forms online. The moment he submits it, our system is actually faster than this one, yeah? The moment he submits this claim, the claim is registered in the back office automatically. The back office will immediately, in real time, in 1 second or 2 seconds, the beneficiary will get a confirmation. We hereby acknowledge receipt of your claim with all the details. So he's relaxed about it, he submitted it, gets an instant confirmation. The bank then, the back office user of course, will receive a notification on the dashboard and it will automatically see, oh, there's a new claim coming in. And he will be straight going into the transaction where he can review the claim. All the data is mapped from the claims page. He can then decide, I'm going to settle it, extend it, hold it or refuse it, communicate with the applicant. So this is the flow of the guarantee that I wanted to share with you. My last message, and I hope it's been clear, all the guarantee process have been fully automated. All of it is API driven. There's only 2 stages where the users actually got involved. It's in the issuance process, the review process of the guarantee. Guarantee solution for people who are interested in, it's available on a standalone basis. If you say, I just want to do it digitally, I want to use my other infrastructure, you can use it. We can offer you the guarantee solution with Swift, with Paper Integrate, or the full shebang, full trade and SCF solution. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good. Anna.
Very practical. You were saying that I don't need to have, let's say, China Systems platform. If I'm a bank, I have the platform for the guarantees. Can I use this part of the solution? And if I am a beneficiary and I'm a state-owned beneficiary, I get a lot of bank guarantees from various banks. And let's talk about local transactions at the moment. I want to have them in one space. I don't want to have some in paper, some in electronic form. Is it possible that I have as a beneficiary also have a dashboard? I don't only receive a link via email or a token, but I also have a dashboard of the guarantees which I have within the system. So I somehow get used to
that actually can be easily, as you said, it can be easily answered.
And as a beneficiary, do I have to have a system? It's just a secure link or token.
Okay, let me start. The beneficiary does not need a system. You have to look at how does he operate today? Today he gets pieces of paper into his organization. He may, depending on his size, he may have a mail room, probably someone's going to receive that, scan it, physically file it. So there is a process already inside a beneficiary, depending on the size of the organization, how to deal with paper. What you will need to look at, and that's depending on the size of that company, with the IT they will have to discuss, okay, how do we do things digitally? Now in fact there's not a big difference, because if you think about what happens, paper, scanned, stored. What we do is we skip this stage, paper. We can use, if he depends on what system he uses, he may use a very simple document management system or some kind of storage facility. We will go straight into that storage facility. But you have to know the document which is stored is actually a copy of the real original. The real original only lives in the digital world. Of course, he's holding a copy inside that document, and that's where it gets a bit technical. There is a hidden, of course, a hash inside the document which actually says who's the owner, because the document has been encrypted with the public key of the owner. And on the blockchain, of course, there is the fingerprint of it. So to verify the ownership, there's always the blockchain. But the beneficiary does not need actually any special software. Now, you can get more sophisticated. You asked, does he have to use your system? No, he does not have to. But of course, if the bank says, with those beneficiaries, depending on whether they're customers or not, you can provide them a facility, just like you've seen the portal on the front end for the applicant to apply for a guarantee. There's no problem at all to use our same portal functionality to create sort of an inbox on a portal system for beneficiaries where he gets access, which is his window actually into the digital world. So the same functionality we've now, because usually in a guarantee there is a relationship between applicant and issuing bank, but if you, especially in a domestic platform, you could as well say, if you want to enlarge the scope, we're going to create, let's say, a portal environment both for beneficiaries and applicants. Perfectly possible.
Wonderful, Joel. Thank you very, very much. That was really, can we give him a good round of applause?